All right, hi folks. This is Kenneth Price again in my car, my office again. This is going to be video 4, book reading from the Psychiatric Shaman. I like this technology. I like YouTube, and here's why. I can break this up. I can break this up into different videos. Every time I get a God shot, a download, a thought, I can just post another video when I'm inspired, in other words. Listen, this takes me off the hook. I don't have to put my message all down at once. I didn't receive my message all down at once either. My recovery took place one nugget at a time. So I'll just make these videos as the nuggets regurgitate themselves, which they do for you. You've watched my other videos. You know my spiel. I'm not a professional. I don't have any credentials. And you know what a mess I was at one time. A complete mess. 25 years, polydrugged, countless psych meds, benzodiazepines, horrible withdrawal. Emerged from all that, and I put it down in a book. Before I read this book, though, the 3 more chapters, maybe 4, I wanted to bring up something that is very pertinent to this video. I must be doing something right, because I've had 2 haters so far. Yay! I get haters! But they're not haters, folks. People are hurting. People are hurting. That's why I come back. If you guys were doing well and wanted to do better, to be quite honest, no. If you guys were just watching my videos because, you know, you had a good job, but you wanted a fantastic job, that's for New Age. This isn't about New Age. This is about people who are really, really suffering. And along those lines, I've had some advice, and advice that I'm not going to follow at all. I had one person say to me, "You should be careful. Stop sharing so much personal information. Keep some of this stuff private." Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. If I expose all of myself to you guys now, then you guys are going to get a permission slip. You get to see that emergence is not only possible, it's not only possible, but it's probable. This is what we did in AA. Except in AA, we kept it private to the rooms with anonymity. I've been kicked off. I've been removed from one of these sites already because I won't maintain anonymity, and I refuse to maintain anonymity. This is my story. I went all the way to the bottom. I ascended out of that, and this is how I did it. This is called personality suicide, by the way. But let me tell you something. It was my personality that became mentally ill. All right. My story, how I became a psychiatric shaman. Well, I'm not really a psychiatric shaman, but so far as I know, nobody else has been one either. And I love that title. So since I am the creative Mad Hatter, I'm going to give myself that title right now. You can probably tell from my chapter heading that I'm a 12-stepper from way back. People in AA used to share testimonies like what happened, what it was like, and what it's like now. All right. The first thing people always want in my story. But I did not want to share this with you first because I would rather not look back. But since you all keep asking for my story, I will share with you briefly the parable of Kenny. Today I am Kenneth. But if you would like to know the story of Kenny, well, here it goes. For the sake of this book, I will return to the land of the lost and try as best I can to drag up some of that old and outdated memorabilia because, if for no other reason, to get you to believe me when I state once upon a time, I was a mess. I was a total and complete chemical soup. Back in the AA days, we used to share our stories and we called them qualifiers, and this helped us to prove to others that we were all in the same boat. Was not only possible, but it was actually probable. So what do you want to know about my parable? I was put back on Prozac in 1989 after experiencing some very traumatic events in my youth that made me go totally nuts, and, well, in a nutshell, it took me 25 years to find my way back. Prozac helped at first, for a year or two probably, but after that, it turned into a gateway. Prozac was a gateway drug. But after that, Prozac was a gateway into my life of psychiatry and psychotropics. Prozac was a new drug back then, and nobody knew anything about the long-term side effects. And right after its initial launch, they kept coming up with more and more what they called SSRIs, and the story began from there. I got lost in the dark forest of pharmaceuticals, folks. I have an addictive personality, so my story also contains meth, painkillers, alcohol, work, sex, and then eventually the straw broke the camel's back, and the benzodiazepines. With an addictive personality, I was operating under false assumptions, and for some reason, way back in my childhood, something went haywire and I developed beliefs about myself that were not true. And then, when I tried to fix those beliefs with the old paradigm approach, I made myself sick and created a mental illness, and then I tried to fix it with psychotropics and everything went totally foobar, fucked up beyond all control. I was a materialistic and I went down the black hole. Remember one of my videos? I called it the religion of materialism, the religion of capitalism. I didn't know there was another way. In the span of 25 years, I must have been prescribed close to 50 different psychiatric meds, which the doctors all said were safe. Sound familiar? All during this time, I was a 12-stepper on and off, but no matter how hard I tried, I could not go deep enough to, at least, while my body was compromised with pharmaceuticals. They covered up my soul, folks. So, by the time I hit age 40, I got slammed for the last time and final, and the doctor put me on the big one, K. 4 milligrams Klonopin, folks. And that is pretty much where my story of emergence begins, with my withdrawal from Klonopin. Was on it for 2 years, and it took me 9 months to taper off of it. So that's it. That's the short and sweet of my story, and I will go into more detail later in the book as its emergence unfolds. But for now, let me just state I was a mess, and I got totally better, and the emergence trail of breadcrumbs is why you have all chosen to read my book, listen to my book. So for now, back to the important stuff. So now that we have briefly focused on the problem to qualify, let's dive into the solutions. The next chapter. I labeled this one from medicine to memoir to metaphor. I labeled it Psychiatric Shamans or Poets. We're going to turn your withdrawals into a dark forest, and we're going to talk about caterpillars, butterflies, and cocoons. We're going to use movies, good movies like The Matrix, and we're going to use some good inspirational way showers like Helen Keller, Krishnamurti, and we're even going to throw in some good old-fashioned cartoon characters like the Roadrunner every now and then. And if you've heard my spiel before, there's also Mary Baker Eddy. These are all the people that overcame and surmounted great odds, and procured miracles. Miracles didn't just happen to them, folks. They made them happen. We've got to become warriors. I am going to get better. I am going to see the light. Turn into Tony Robbins. I'm going to trick your brain into remembering. Remembering that is ultimately 100 times more powerful than your withdrawal. And once you remember what I'm going to share with you, you will not be healed from your withdrawal. But instead, you're going to start forgetting about it. That's how I did mine. So let's get started. Remember, we're going about this from a whole new approach, folks. I can't take your withdrawals away. I really can't. And that's why when I first started this ministry, people got the impression that I could. And my first Zoom call had 16 people. And now that people understand, it's down a quarter of that. I can't take the withdrawals away because there is no magic formula. In my story, I shifted the perception. I looked at it differently. I changed the narrative. and I was no longer a match for the withdrawals. I didn't heal from the withdrawals. They simply couldn't find a home with Kenneth anymore. All right, the next chapter is Psychiatric Shamans Disguise Themselves. Most Westerners, especially those who trusted psychiatry, have not been taught about shamanism. It's simply not what we were taught it was. It's not about satanic voodoo or black magic. When I was growing up, the woman in my mother's Bible study class told her it was dangerous, witchcraft, and satanic. My mother's religion was Pentecostal Christianity. Those women were not bad or wrong. They had just been abducted by gray aliens. I'm sorry, Mom. God rest her soul. No, but seriously, folks, here's how I'm going to write my book and help you all through your withdrawals. Right now, we're going to play imaginary game. Pretend like we're going to fire your psychiatrist and you're going to hire me instead. Pretend. Don't fire your psychiatrist. We're playing games here. I'm going to be your psychiatric shaman. Instead of putting you on pills, I'm going to help you go in the opposite direction. Okay, now for my disclaimer. Now, remember, this is only an imaginary game. I'm not telling or advising or even suggesting that you fire your medical health professional. I would get in big trouble if I told anyone to do anything stupid or dangerous like that. No, remember, we're using our creative imagination here to play and tinker with the beliefs themselves. So hear my disclaimer now and be smart about this. Now, with that said up front, let's continue on. The first thing that shamans like to do is we play tricks. We trick your brain into unbelieving. We are masters at the placebo effect. But I'm not a very good magician, but I'm a damn good writer, so instead of pulling a rabbit out of my hat, I'm going to instead trick you into unbelieving the stories that are causing your withdrawal, suffering to continue longer than need be. Okay, I'm not here to fix your withdrawals. I'm just saying that if they've gone into a spiritual and psychological protraction like mine did, then this. I'm going to paint pictures in your brain by using metaphors. Let me entertain and inspire you with my wonderful and crazy Mad Hatter mind. I hate clinical language, and besides, it's not necessary anymore, nor is it helpful. And if you're like me, the psychiatrist finally ran out of labels and couldn't find anything wrong with you anyway. So, you're not going to hear any more unhelpful clinical words like GABA and protraction from me at all. But instead, we're going to have fun, and we're going to write stories that are much more useful and helpful. While I will be using humor, please remember, folks, I'm dead serious. My withdrawals were anything but funny. And I know the kind of hell you're going through now. So I totally understand that. But for now, this is no laughing matter for you. Okay? Listen, don't believe everything I'm writing. If anything else, I think this ministry can be a distraction. A healthy distraction. Right now, if this can be a healthy distraction, good. Another tool. Shamans approve of healthiest distractions. Psychiatric shamans do. Okay. The definition of a psychiatric shaman. What exactly is a psychiatric shaman? Is he some sort of magician who can get you off your pills, and does he have some sort of magic spells that can take away your withdrawals? Can he take away all of your pain and give you a pill that will activate your light body and open up your third eye and help you to levitate above the dark forest? No, that's silly. And if anyone tries to sell you such a formula, please, for goodness sake, run the other way. I just got distracted. A car pulled up. And for goodness sake, run the other way. All of that would be selling snake oil, and there are no magic pills. But instead, here's what a psychiatric shaman can do, and when you are ready, a psychiatric shaman will simply go in the opposite direction. It's about 14 and a half minutes, folks. On my way to California, just pulled along the side of the road to do another book reading, number 4. Okay. Here's the message, folks. We're going to try everything. I've said it before. Keys. Unlock the door. See which key unlocks that door. If this can just be a distraction for you, if just watching these videos is a distraction, that's it too. Anything that works to you know, in the Course in Miracles, which is my foundational platform, Jesus says, infinite patience produces immediate results. Maybe that's how I should leave this video. Remember, I leave all my videos. I need your input. Leave your comments below. Is this helping? What part of it is helpful? What part can you hear? And let's get a dialogue. I'm just making this talking to my iPhone, and I need feedback from all of you. These videos are for you, by the way. Remember, I'm not going to become, I don't want to become famous. I don't even want to be a spiritual teacher. The reason this is happening is because I was shown that, guided to come back and share with you this valuable trail of breadcrumbs. That's how I'm healing. All my videos. This is how I told you, I'm a 12-stepper. I can't keep the miracle unless I share it with you. The only way I can love myself is by loving you. Okay? We got to bring metaphysics into the equation here, folks. And that's not metaphysics, that's just the truth. Leave your comments below, and I'm also going to leave the link to my Facebook account. You know, and if what I'm saying rings true for you, let's FaceTime together. You guys are my family. During that 25-year parable, folks, I lost my biological family. I lost them. I can't make any of that right. I can't bring them back. I can't right those wrongs. But I can love all of you. Remember, you're my family. Okay? That's how this works. Maybe you're going through a withdrawal too, and you're losing your family. I'm not going to say and it ain't going to be painful. In AA, they told us we create our own families. That's how it works. All right. Listen, that was a powerful message in about 17 and a half minutes. I do the best I can with these videos. Remember, reach out to me on FaceTime. Leave your comments, and let's start unbelieving your withdrawals, your psychological and your spiritual protraction. That's what I've been called to return, and you know, maybe like the Pied Piper, go back into the dark forest, and you know, I'll sit with you guys for a while. I'll sit with you for a while, but then I stand up and extend my hand. You know, we got to pick up our mat and walk. Happy Thanksgiving. You're all going to be fine. Thank you for watching my video. Love you tons. Bye.